Welcome to this month's edition of Reflections. I am Schroeder. Since the very beginning, Christian education and the church's youth has been very important to the members of St. John's. In the fall of 1949, following the new church's dedication, St. John's opened a Christian day school in the church basement with 88 students in grades 1 through 8 and 2 teachers. In 1952, a 3rd teacher was added, with the enrollment peaking at 148. Many of our members attended school in the church basement and recalled these memories.
Church in the basement, and we had kind of where you got all the cards now, that plywood extended out into the bigger basement a ways, so the room was shut off. And the second room is where the board room is. And I had Mr. Warner for all 3 years. So he was pretty much a disciplinarian, so there wasn't a lot of problems. And then Reverend Gurgle would have the catechism up by the stage, so he would pull them out. And I think while that was going on, we had some kind of Bible study.
One of the incidents during school, we were on the playground, and I think I got into trouble with Donna Kohlmeyer. Said a few things to her I shouldn't have. I guess I was a little on the mean side to her. And she went in and told the principal, and he called me in like this to the office, and it was a place that you didn't want to go. And I got quite a sermon in there, and went back to my chair and had to make up with Donna. During the year, we did all of our confirmation work in the kitchen. And we all sat around in the kitchen where it is right now. And Reverend Gurgle was the teacher, you first say. And everybody had to learn a hymn every week, whether it was 14 stanzas or 3, and no help. We had sports teams. We had a basketball team. We practiced basketball in the basement with the low ceiling, and of course there wasn't any bucket per se. We just practiced defense and make some plays. And we actually, I don't think we ever lost a ball game. Tom DeWitz and Roger Schroeder, myself and Tom Schroeder. I can't think of anybody else offhand right now, but we had a pretty good ball team. Played some of the other schools from the Wisconsin Synod organization.
One thing I remember about school especially was, of course, I was always glad when school was getting over for the year. And we always had our picnic over at the Spring Grove Park. And of course, one of the big events there too was, and it's still amazingly still with us today, is the Spring Grove Pop. That was a big event, and playing softball or baseball over there was always a big event. And but we were all, for me, it was just the celebration. Not that I hated school, I just loved being out of school better. And so it was always fun because you could go walking through the woods at that time and just getting away from stuff. And of course, the picnic lunch was just fabulous. It was always good eats.
The current school building was dedicated in 1957, and the gym and classroom additions that was built primarily by our members was started in 1991 and dedicated in 1993. Not only children going to the Christian day school received a Christian education, but many recalled Saturday school, confirmation classes, Sunday school, and youth group.
During my school years, I attended the Caledonia Public School, and in order to get my religious training, in order to be confirmed, I would attend Sunday school every Sunday after church, usually in the balcony. And for confirmation classes, I remember every Wednesday, several of us that were going to the public school would walk over to Pastor Gergel's house for confirmation studies through the noon hour.
You know, in the summer we had Bible study. No, I'm thinking that might have been for 6 weeks, but I think it was just in the morning. You know, maybe like from 9 to 12 or something.
We had summer classes. We thought when we were done with our normal elementaries, you know, during the year, we had the whole summer off, but no.
After we graduated from grade school, we had what we called young peoples, and back then that was something really to look forward to, because we didn't get out like people do nowadays, and there wasn't TV as much and video games and stuff like that, but we'd meet at the church and either play softball or something once a month, year round, and we'd go down to the camp, Beaver Camp. We'd go down there and have picnics once in a while, but that was always something to look forward to.
I remember a lot of memory work. Every week we would be assigned different Bible passages that we would memorize and come back and recite those to the pastors before our confirmation classes would start. But there was a lot of memory work involved, and several of the passages I still remember today, so I'm thankful for that. It was a great learning experience.
Today's St. John continues to put big emphasis on Christian education. With our Christian Day School recent expansion to include 3-year-old preschool, the congregation also supports higher education by being a member of the Luther High School Association, supporting our Synodical High School, Luther Prep, and also Martin Luther College, which are called Workers Training School. And it says, thanks for joining me for this edition of Reflections. See you next month.
Let there be